We're back for episode. What episode?
122.
122 of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am your host, refreshed and a little bit grumpy as always. The Panther the Third, Joe. And now introducing from going back on top of the Metal Mountain. It's that refreshed and quite happy heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? Welcome back, everyone, for another exciting episode. Welcome back. All right, Joe.
Hey, I have two reasons to be excited, Geek. We have an awesome guest today, and we are. Hey, what's going on, Caitlin? What's going on? Welcome. We are 10 days away from Ghostbusters Afterlife. Sorry, non-wrestling related, but we're back. I missed you, bud. I missed you, Giku. I missed you, Ringside Crew. And Caitlin, if you can follow our page. We got this.
Please follow.
Please follow, and if you have Twitch, follow us there. Follow us everywhere you can find a podcast and Ready to Rock. So, I am about to introduce the guest because I was stalling. Let's give a war. Dudes at Ringside, welcome to Zane Goody, a GM for a promotion from Vegas. Victory.
Versus Pro.
What's up, guys? Good to be with you tonight.
What's going on?
Welcome. So, if our fans aren't familiar with you, introduce yourself.
Well, I am the one and only Zane Z. Goody, General Manager of Versus Pro Wrestling in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. I have been in professional wrestling for 9 years now. Started here in Las Vegas and pretty much have worn every hat there is to wear in the wrestling business, from referee to ring announcer, commentator, backstage interviewer, manager. I've been in the ring a few times, just had to be thrown in there a couple times. I've done pretty much everything involved with pro wrestling, and now GM of Versus Pro Studios.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool.
Appreciate that.
Normally we would ask who trained you, but you're a GM, obviously. So.
I have been trained. I am 100% trained. I was trained at Future Stars of Wrestling by head trainer Mike Modest, as well as Disco Inferno, Kenny King, and plenty of other guest trainers that came through there.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
That's a privilege to be trained by all those legends right there.
100%. It was a privilege training there at FSW.
Yeah. That's awesome. So
did you wrestle? Did you wrestle in front of a crowd, or have you?
I have wrestled a few times, mostly with Versus in the Big Boss Battle, where I do hold two victories over two people. In the Big Boss Battle 3 years ago, I pinned a guy out of Tucson. He's actually the High Impact Wrestling Tucson City champion, I believe, or he wasn't at the time, but he is now, Ricky Flash. And then I submitted one half of the Versus Tag Team Champions, Hollow Point, the real deal Man of Steel. Anyone want to check him out with a testicular claw in that match? It's pretty much an elimination battle royal.
Awesome.
Got real lucky. There's no way I should have been able to do any of that. Had a lot of help from my guys, but I was managing the Brotherhood back then, and they helped out a whole lot. Got to give them the props on that.
Awesome.
Adriel Noctis and Ricky Mandel, formerly known as Ricky Mundo. That was part of my stable at the time.
Awesome. So do you have any shows coming up that you want to talk about?
We do. We have a show coming up, two shows actually, November 14th, which is Level 1 at Versus Pro Studios. And also it's a week later, or 6 days later, the 20th of November, we have our Gold Strike show where a lot of championships will be defended. Not only from Versus Pro Studios, but as well from Party Hard Wrestling out of Arizona. We're having a great working relationship with Party Hard.
There's a female ring announcer that we actually had on the podcast. I think it was a few weeks ago, Geek, right? Oh my gosh, her name just blanked.
Miranda.
Yeah.
Miranda, yes, she was a ring announcer at Cactus League Wrestling. I do know Miranda very well. I worked down there a few times. I was the legal advisor for the Cactus League Wrestling owner for a while, but we don't want to talk about that.
Oh, okay, no.
Those were low times for Zane Z. Goody when I was helping him out.
Yeah, it's funny when we have ring announcers, we usually don't do it for everybody, but we're like, we had the ring announcer that won the contest WWE was doing for the Rain. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. She announced the dudes at ringside. It was like 2 or 3 days later, a week later, Geek's watching SummerSlam, eating ice cream, and nearly choked on a nice chunk of ice cream.
I believe she too was from Las Vegas, if memory serves me correctly. She won the SummerSlam contest.
Yeah,
I think she was from California. Was it California, Joe?
Yeah, close enough. I mean, that's just right next door.
Yeah,
exactly. Right.
California comes to Vegas every weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a cup of tea or like a cup of coffee. Just reach across.
I mean, you wouldn't believe all the California plates you see on the freeway every day. Every California driver that drives bad comes to Las Vegas and moves here, apparently.
Oh,
I said it. That's right. I said
it.
Man, you guys are like the the Florida version of New York. It's like everybody from New York is moving down to Florida. There you go.
Every bad driver from every other state in the country moves to Las Vegas and somehow ends up in front of me.
They knew you're there. They're like, let's hang out with Goody. Seems like
obviously. I mean, I'm a good guy. What? Why? Why me? Why me?
It says
I digress.
Yeah, it's his name is Goody, so let's hang out with him.
Right? It's all in the name. I mean, it's right there in my name. For the love of God, it's right there.
It's like it says it in his name. Let's move in the same town.
Of course, I haven't always acted like the name implies, but it's a new time. I'm a grandfather now. I have to be a little bit nicer. Just a little bit.
Can't be a mean grandpa. You gotta be a nice grandpa.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, for now.
I mean, how's the weather in Las Vegas? Is it hot right now, or is it cold?
It's actually 80 degrees today. It's supposed to be fall. I mean, we're having Mother Nature's bipolar fit weather right now. It gets down to like 50 at night, and then it's 80 in the 3 hours later, and it's what the hell? Make up your mind. But yeah. As you could tell in the little video I cut yesterday, recovering from a cold. That's why I was all raspy.
Yeah, I was watching the video, and I'm like, you did pretty good. Good job. I was like,
totally recovering from a cold. I heard the rasp my voice. I'm like, oh, I should redo that. But then I was like, I gotta sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the cold had me pretty good, but I'm over. I think I'm over it now.
I think it was like 30 degrees. I think last week, and I was in Florida, so I was like, thank God I missed that.
Florida's got to be beautiful. Florida. I have not been to Florida in a very, very long time. I mean, anyone in Florida that wants to book Zane Z. Goody, let me know.
Yeah, well, pass your name around. So, do you have any stories from the ring or the road you want to talk about tonight?
Oh, from the ring or the road.
Well, it can be both.
Or GM.
We've done a lot. We do a lot of trips with guys from Vegas going to either Arizona or California or up to Utah. Actually, I do have one from the road. We were going up to Utah one time, and this was in the middle of May. So we did the show up in Utah, and 2 carloads of guys coming back. I was following the one guy, or no, actually, he was following me, and he decided at some point he's going to pass me. But middle of May, middle of the night, we didn't have any clue that there was going to be a full-on blizzard that was coming down. It was a whiteout. It really was. So as he's passing me in this blizzard, mind you, I see him go off into the ditch. And I'm like, get him on the phone, find out if he wants us to turn around, come help him. If he's good, find out if everything is okay. They're like, no, he said, keep going. They're fine. Just keep going. But yeah, that was a trip that's why I never go to Utah except for in June, July, and August, because I will not trust Utah weather coming down that I-15. No. So yeah.
Wow.
June, July.
That was a pretty boring story.
Remember that, Joe?
Very boring story. I need to up my story game.
No, that was a good one. That was scary because you were driving and the person with the whole thing.
I got to say, if I'm on a road trip, I'm always driving. I do not trust anybody else to be riding with. Even if it's a turn and burn, we'll go 6 hours up to Salt Lake. do the show, turn around, come right back. I'm driving because I don't trust anybody else. I was in an accident 7 years ago, and I don't trust anybody else driving. And I didn't before, but even worse after that. Because if I'm in control, I mean, I can be mad at myself. I'm good with being mad at myself if I get in an accident, but if somebody else is, I don't think I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, like there's some people that want to be the driver on a road trip, and there's some people that are just like, no, I'm the
Oh yeah, everybody loves having me on a road trip with them because they know they can sleep. I got them.
Yeah. I'm dreading the day when Geek says, "Oh, we're gonna go on a road trip." Okay, I'll be the guy sitting next to you that's sleeping.
Not much of a driver, huh?
Or I don't drive, so I'll be the guy that'll be controlling the radio, doing the.
There you go. You're the navigator.
I'm the DJ in the car.
The DJ / navigator.
Yep.
Joe, you'll be in the back, Joe.
I'll be sleeping in the back seat. Crawled across the back seat.
Yeah.
Those all trips are fun. I mean, if you're not learning something on a pro wrestling road trip, then you're doing something wrong. I mean, telling stories and just learning, especially when you got good people in the car with you.
Yeah.
And coming out of Vegas, we've had trips where there's some pretty good people in the cars with us. Sefa Fatu, now solo up in NXT, took a couple road trips with him. So just a great learning from a guy that comes from that kind of family.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that's like wrestling royalty. Like some of
the dynasty 100%. Right there.
Yeah.
The dynasty.
His family wrestled when my grandfather wrestled back in the 80s. So it's kind of like my grandfather wrestled in 1955.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, my grandfather wrestled in 1955 to 1965. He wrestled like in Vince McMahon's grandfather.
The senior era, right? The senior era.
Yeah. He was
the
a
real Bruno Sammartino and all those guys. Yeah.
My grandfather's best friend was Haystacks Calhoun.
Okay. I used to see him a lot on AWA when I first started. I dated myself right there, didn't I? But when I came up, I was an AWA guy, I was an NWA guy, and I was most of all a world-class championship wrestling guy. Wrestling out of Texas, that's what made me a wrestling fan right there.
Mm.
In fact, when I was coming into wrestling to be a manager, I always wanted to emulate the great Gary Hart because he did it in a way that no one else ever has since him.
Wow.
Yeah, that's where I got all my influence. I tried to mix Gary Hart and Bobby Heenan, two polar opposites. Tried to put them together in one body.
Oh God,
that was my goal when I was managing.
What's going on, Thunderfeet?
It's our buddy from college, Thunderfeet.
Oh, yeah. I just saw a post by him earlier today.
Thunderfeet?
Wait, I don't know. I think it was just something called Thunderfoot or something. Somebody Saito suplexed somebody and folded them in half with a similar name.
Oh,
I saw that today. Yeah.
I think our buddy.
You can find that on the web. I mean, that Saito suplex was, whew, and I want to say it was like Thunderfoot or something like that because for some reason that rung a bell.
I don't think he's a wrestler though, but he could be.
Different Thunderfoot. Different Thunderfoot.
He's a big dude, so he probably could be a wrestler if he wanted to be. In college,
big guys can do whatever they decide they want to do.
Yeah. We would want, if we ever went on a road trip and we did the podcast on the road, we need someone to be our bodyguard. Butterfeet would be right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. You gotta have show security.
Give him the earpiece and the walkie-talkie and the cool jacket and the cool black aviator.
All right, you had enough. That's it. All right.
You're out of here. He'll be our Kevin Nash. Or
Built-in guy to ID everybody, though. I mean, gotta check IDs these days.
Yeah.
Every type of cards these days.
Because there's people that fake the tag, fake the instantly fake the fake the ID and get those kids coming into the bar. No.
No, do not add. Oh, thank you on that.
Thunderfeet's like he'll be there in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, we would totally want Thunderfeet as our heavy because
can't ask for a better friend. I mean,
He's
And
Big
then-
guy and a friend. That built-in security when you guys go out.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
awesome.
And it'll be like, you guys are paying me, right?
we're like,
and they're
Joe.
like, you got the cash, right, Joe? It's like, no, right? You got
Oh
the
man! Oh no! What, Geek? What's this in your pocket? How did you get this money, Geek? Yeah. So we know that you deal with a lot of wrestlers, and we were talking before we were live. There's some wrestlers on the East Coast and some parts of the country that we want to tell you tonight, so you can.
Oh no, please do, please do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have my notepad right here. I am taking down names.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. First name on the list is Karen Bam Bam, the Queen.
Queen Karen Bam Bam. I love the name. Good
No,
night.
Yeah.
she's a sweetie too. She's a very big woman, and she's a sweetheart. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And
She's awesome.
Definitely check her out.
number 2 on the list is
Where do you want me to go?
What's that, Geek?
Should I go too?
You
Should
go now, Geek 2. I said my first one.
All right. You could say Eric James, like I said before. Eric
James. I already had him down from earlier.
Okay.
Eric James, definitely.
You already put her name on the list already. Little Mean Kathleen.
Put her down because you highly recommended her earlier.
Yes,
So yes, she
you
would
have to get
definitely put down.
Kathleen because she's good with the fans. The fans,
Oh,
the kids
100%.
love her. And she has cool merch too. She's got the merch too.
That's always a plus, right?
Oh yeah, she comes from Flavor Town. That's her gimmick, the Flavor Town.
Well, while you guys are throwing names out there, let me throw a few out at you guys.
Sure.
Got to check
All
out
right.
Project West and DeShade. It's a tag team called Affirmative Action.
Project West. Remember that, Joe?
And DeShade. They both also hold tag team or hold singles titles elsewhere in the country as well as at Versus.
Okay.
And then there's 3 guys from the Sin City Scumbags.
Sin City Scumbags.
You got Shaggy McLovin,
Shaggy McLovin.
Austin Hunter, and Deviant Duke Lawrence, even though he's not with the group anymore. But those 3 you need to watch out for.
Uh-huh.
And our Battleborn champion, Papa Yase.
Papa Yase.
You're going to hear a lot about him very soon. He's blowing up right now. I'm sure you guys already heard about Jody himself because he's been back east a lot lately, working a lot with GCW and other promotions back there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now your turn.
All right.
Okay.
I just want to say one thing before we continue. Somebody mentioned this was on a previous podcast to us, Lady Frost, and she's blowing it up now.
Oh,
I have heard of Lady Frost.
blowing up right now.
Let me start talking about ladies. I mean, we can also talk about Freya the Slayer, who's blowing up out of Versus right now. She's done a lot of shows with us. She's going to be a big star very, very soon.
Yes. I already told you Little Mean Kathleen. Becca, if you didn't write that name down yet.
Okay, Becca.
Man Bun Jesus.
Man Bun Jesus.
Man Bun Jesus. I think I have heard of Man Bun Jesus. That
He is
sounds way
awesome.
too familiar.
Yeah.
He is
That sounds
so
way
awesome.
too familiar.
That man is so awesome. He's so awesome. He'll be on our podcast in the beginning of December. It's
December
gonna be
3rd.
Man Bun Christmas.
Okay, my turn again. A group. And once again, I'm going to get as many guys in as I can so I do not get my behind kicked when I go back to the training studios and everything. S4 TV. If these people are not on your radar, they need to be. You've got Jody himself. You have Lazarus. You have the FSW Women's Champion, Sandra Moon. And there's another one too. But whatever. I'm going to get my ass kicked by somebody from S4 TV, but because I forgot a name and I just can't think of it right now because kids, don't smoke a lot of weed like Zane Goody. Public service announcement. That's right.
It's okay.
So
But yeah, check all of those out. S4 TV, they are blowing up everywhere. They're appearing everywhere. They're on everybody's radar, so you definitely want to check them out.
that's a good one,
Who else?
right?
Who else?
Who else we got, Joe?
Okay, here we go.
Joey Conway is another one.
yeah, Joey Conway.
Joey Conway.
Yeah.
Any relation to Rob Conway?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But
Not
it's
UK,
fabulous.
right? Okay.
What?
Joey
He did
Conway.
a dog collar match.
Yeah.
and
Is it-
it was
Color
a
matches.
yeah, it wasn't bloody. It was the only Geek told me Geek went. I couldn't go to that show because where I live in Pennsylvania, I couldn't really go. But
still a good match, Joe. Really good match.
Oh, but I'm
bummed
sure
that
we can find it somewhere. I'm sure I would look for it online.
NYWC, the YouTube channel, you may be able to find it on there.
Okay, I will definitely check that out.
Who else? There's a few wrestlers that I'm gonna mention tonight. We always say Kathleen. We always say Becca. Oh, not America's sweetheart, Davion.
Davian, she's blowing up. She's blowing it up. She's another one that's gonna blow it up on the East Coast right now.
She's good. Davian travels. I know. I saw her on her story. She was traveling in the airport, so she does travel around the country.
A female everybody needs to keep their eye out for, just barely broke into the business, is Heart Eater Moxie. She's coming out of Versus Pro Studios, and she's terrifying, guys.
Oh, jeez.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
We're actually we're having a terrifying wrestler on Wednesday. We're having the Queen of the Crows.
I saw her. Yeah, she looks scary. Very scary.
Yes, she asked, "Is it a what kind of podcast is this? Is this a shoot podcast? So you could be yourself, or you could be your character."
I am always 100% myself, whether I'm in a show, whether I'm always myself. So
yeah,
That's good.
It's either turned up or turned down. You know how it goes.
We like the people to feel so comfortable with us that they will call their friends after they're done live with us. Like, dude, go. Here's their link. Please go.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm 100% going to do that.
People in the chat could just friend this guy too. Follow
Yeah,
him.
please follow at ZZ Goody on Instagram, Zane Z Goody on the Twitter, and Zane Z Goody on Facebook.
That's why I didn't tag you in the thing, because I looked for you and I'm like, what is his name?
I believe it's just Zane Z Goody on Twitter.
Zane Z Goody. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I spelled out the whole thing on there, and it's just at ZZ Goody on IG and Facebook. For some weird reason, it won't let anything tag my page in a post, but it's Zane Z Goody fan page on Facebook. Yes,
I got worried. I was like, oh gosh, if I don't tag this guy, I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
One name I haven't mentioned either is our brand new Versus Pro champion, Mikey O'Shea. If you guys haven't checked out anything by Mikey O'Shea, you've got to. And he's huge on TikTok too. TikTok, it's a family app.
Yeah,
you will love his gig. The Irish Juggernaut, Mikey O'Shea. Definitely check him out.
Oh, we actually had a Juggernaut on our podcast. He's from Texas. It's Tamaku.
Okay.
The Savage Juggernaut.
Might have to have the Juggernaut versus Juggernaut match. The Irish Juggernaut versus.
Especially that Juggernaut is he sounds like Cookie Monster.
Oh, Cookie!
Yes, that yeah. It sounds hilarious.
He's awesome. He's an awesome guy. Awesome guy.
We got our big Level Up Expo coming up in the spring, so I'm going to check out a lot of these names because we do 4 big days of wrestling over the course of Level Up, and that we always need talent for Level Up.
It's always good to find new talent that you never thought you would get when you meet a new person like us.
Right. For all the guy fans of the page, a new lady wrestler that's coming out that you need to check out because she's going to be huge, and she's just like, very, very, very want to check this out. It's Daddy Doom.
I think Joe messaged her or something.
Daddy Doom?
I've
seen her.
Daddy Doom, she never got back to us. We talked to her a few times, but she just totally just like.
There's a lot of great females on the West Coast too. Daddy Doom, Heidi Howitzer, Sandra Moon, Maserati.
There's one that looks like she's from that. What's that movie that I always joke with you, geek? It's like from oh my gosh,
Mad Max.
Yes.
That is Heidi Howitzer.
No, Max Impaler he's talking about, right?
Max Impaler, yeah.
Heidi Howitzer is doing some work there with her in Ring of Honor. I've seen recently, but too bad about Ring of Honor.
With the chick that Max, one just like the Max, and the big chick from ROH that just said there were three. It was 3 of them all saying, "I'm like, oh my gosh, this is an awesome group." And on Twitter I said that she liked my post.
I'm sure Heidi was one of those. Yeah.
I was like, I wouldn't want to mess with these people. I'd just be like Bobby Brain. I'd be like the Bobby the Brain or the Jimmy Hart behind them. Yes, you tell them. Yes, I'm like 5'1", so I'd be like staying behind them, like, yeah.
Right.
Mess with me, You messing with my friends. Get him.
100% Jimmy Hart right there, or Jim Cornette.
Yeah, I'll be behind him. Yeah. If we ever did a stand-up interview, I'd just be standing behind them, like.
Why not? I mean, that's what you should. Perfect heel manager, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Geek doesn't know. He thinks he's the heel incognito. I'm the heel.
One of them gray area guys. Oh, gotta watch this guy, Geek. Watch him. You gotta. I'm telling you, he's got a good sense. You gotta watch this guy.
He's gonna put me through the what you call it.
I always say I'm the Shawn Michaels before the heel turn.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm the Shawn Michaels before the barbershop window, like a little bit the day before it. Like,
but he looks a little too. So I'm not. Never mind. He's definitely doesn't look like Marty Jannetty. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Done quite a few shows with that gentleman. Great guy, but yeah, very hard to talk to.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, he's a good guy. I mean, I probably caught him at the wrong time. He was quite inebriated the few times I've tried to talk to him, and yeah.
That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but in his defense, it was always the times I've talked to him was after a show, so he had already wrestled, and that was after a show.
Oh, I got another one. She's been on our podcast, and she was very sweet to us, and she sent us stickers, and we always owe her by telling her names. It is Billy Stark.
Billy Stark.
I
want to say I've heard that name before.
She's the blue-haired alien, of course. Everybody knows Billy.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's why didn't you just say that, man? If you said that, I would have known who you were talking about.
Yeah.
Ooh, my heel came out.
Yeah. It happens. Geek, you next.
Next, who do we got? Who do we got left? Do we say Johnny Collins or?
We said it before we're live, but yeah.
Yeah, you did say that one.
Oh,
I do have it down. Yes.
I also there is. I'm looking at my coin jar. That's my cheating. My cheating when I can't remember the wrestlers' names.
I know. I can't believe I haven't said this name, Joe, and you haven't said it either.
What?
And you're gonna be mad at me. He's actually in Impact right now. VSK.
Oh yeah, VSK.
Yeah.
In fact,
oh my God.
I'm very good friends with Chris Bay down at Impact. He started at FSW as well.
You also have
the Ultimate Finesser.
No, VSK.
Yeah, VSK. No, I know. It's down there with my boy Chris Bay. Is what I was saying.
Yeah.
We also got Jesse Nolan, the Spitfire, which are stickers right there.
Nice. Okay.
I'm a bit of a sticker collector, as you could tell. I love stickers.
You guys are going to definitely have me watching YouTube all night long.
Oh, yeah.
My wife says thank you in advance.
Great show. Thanks.
Thank you.
Who else? It's like, I thought New York had a big talent pool. Boston in the Massachusetts area, they have so much talent in that one promotion in Boston. What's the name of the promotion again? I always forget their name.
Oh crap! There's a bunch of there's Beyond Chaotic. There's what else?
They're all on YouTube.
What's the other one? Beyond Chaotic. Is it Limitless? No.
Limitless Wrestling.
Okay.
WWR.
I've heard of WWR.
Yeah, a lot of women's wrestlers there. There's the Goddess that's from that one.
Right.
We're trying to get her. We're trying so hard. We've been telling every one of the girls from WWR we've had on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, we'll tell her, we'll talk to her. And I'm like, okay.
Awesome.
That's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. Oh, another wrestler that you should definitely be on the lookout for, and you get her. She's a sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Dembois.
Ashley Dembois.
Ashley Dembois, yes.
Dembois.
Ashley Dembois.
I love that name. Great name.
Such a sweetheart. Smile, the lights will light up.
I'm going to say this one. I'm going to say TJ. Sorry.
Go, Geek.
TJ Crawford.
TJ Crawford?
Yeah, TJ Crawford.
Yeah. All right, I guess it's my turn to throw out some names before I
he's amazing. Yeah.
You Got to check out Death Proof. Cutthroat Cody and Jacob Austin Young. Those guys are awesome. Remy Marcel, need to check him out. Need to check out, oh boy. Why am I drawing a blank right now? Matt Vandergrift and Damian Drake. Those guys are pretty awesome. And for a tag team, you guys need to check out this tag team right here. Sky High, Robbie Litt and Mondo Rocks. Those guys, you're going to be hearing a lot from those guys.
Sky High. Okay. I'm trying to think other people. Oh, wait. Also, oh my gosh. You go next, Geek. I have to remember this full name. Oh, Tina San Antonio.
Yeah.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna actually help throw a name you guys might have heard of because he does a lot of Southwest
She was
wrestling.
actually on Dark.
Guys need to check out Gino Told You So.
Let her finish, Giku.
Gino, I think
Gino Told You So.
I think I might have seen.
You've probably seen him on 205 Live, and he's been on a lot of matches with Raw and stuff. But yeah, he's out of Arizona, and he is awesome.
Okay.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
The Puerto Rican Pitbull.
Wait, does he wear tights that has the Puerto Rican flag on it?
Yes, he does. Little guy.
Oh my gosh! Now I know.
Great bad guy. Great bad guy.
Now I know why I know him. If you stay around when we're not live, I'll tell you a story. If it's the same guy, then
Yeah, no, I'll stick around.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't mean or anything. It was just like
Right, no.
the way we didn't even have him booked in. Well, I'll tell you when we're not live.
No problem. Yeah.
Professional.
Joe's gonna get his ass kicked at the back.
Professional alert.
I always got to remind myself of that because I have zero problem shooting, and I have to catch myself sometimes. Be like, wait, no.
Oh wait, we also you don't want to forget our friend that you bought a T-shirt from, Geek, Anna.
Oh, Anna's awesome. Anna Diaz.
Anna Diaz.
Okay. We'll definitely write that.
She was trained by Gangrel.
Okay.
Yeah.
A guy that we had wrestling in Vegas, trained by Gangrel, everybody needs to check out, is Jay Vidal.
Jay Vidal.
Yeah, he's really big over at FSW.
They were trained in the Sane Asylum. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah, Gangrel is a great trainer. Everything I have heard.
And if people in the chat know anybody, you guys could play along. With this too.
Throw it in there. I mean, always looking for new talent. So,
Thunderfeet, help us out if you want.
Mickey Knuckles.
Some people.
Mickey Knuckles. Love, that's a great wrestling name right there.
Is it Mickey or Mickey?
Don't forget about it.
She's a hardcore wrestler.
She got to be Italian. Forget about it.
Yeah.
From Jersey, a Jersey girl, from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Mickey Knuckles. I got to look that one up. That's awesome.
The Queen is from the Bronx too.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a Bronx girl. So.
We got her down already, so
yeah. That's if you ever meet her, she'll be like, "Hey, Bronx family."
Nice.
If you ever need a ring announcer, definitely go look for Rain. That came on our podcast. One that won the SmackDown, the SummerSlam contest. She's good. What kind of dog do you have, by the way? Because I
have an English bulldog and her two mixed puppies.
Aw.
They're now a year old and they're bigger than mom, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you go now. I've been saying too many names.
I think we covered everything.
Oh no, my names. There's names coming in my ears as you're saying no.
If you want,
that's just gross for everybody. Names coming in your ears. Ew.
I know.
There you go. Lufisto is another one.
Lufisto. I've heard of Lufisto.
It feels like I have one of those earpieces and names are being said to me from another room.
Better way to put it. Much better way to put it.
We also have Jordan Blue, which is from California.
Okay, Jordan Blue.
There's two Candy Girls that are from California, from separate parts of Cali.
Okay, I want to say that we've had a couple of them, or at least one has come through Versus.
Was it a shorter girl with like long hair? And
yes.
She looks like a cartoon character?
Yes.
Yes, that must be her. Because there's one that's a Spanish one that we messaged and then we never really got back to her because we didn't have a date that was a set date. and like it must have been like a date that Geek had to do something, and I'm like, oh, don't give her a date, Joe. I gotta do something that day. I'm like, that's why our schedule is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe Thursday if they forget.
Right.
Yeah, this week is kind of a hectic week for our podcast.
It's always good to cross something off the calendar. If so, this way you don't have to schedule those. So it's like
last week when Geek was on hiatus, like we were on vacation. He was on vacation, so we took time off. The person we thought, oh gosh, we're crossing her off the list and then giving her the she's like, I can't do the podcast, and I'm like, wow, that worked out in a sort of interesting way. Like I felt horrible. I'm like, and she said
Salamander. We got another one, Joe. Salamander Jones.
Salamander Jones.
Wow, that's a great name.
It sounds like something from Marvel.
That sounds like somebody that would have been coming out of the Mid-South territory that would have been wrestling with Junkyard Dog and under his mask gimmick Rufus T. Jones. Just sounds like somebody that came out of that era. Butch Reed's understudy or something.
Yeah.
That's an awesome name. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm trying to think of some more wrestlers that
I should be doing the same because
you already said Mother Endless because
if you want to some more,
Mother Endless was good. She's good on the mic. She's got a good mic voice, right, Pete?
Okay. Great mic talker.
Oh gosh, she could.
Yeah, definitely.
You make her face a wrestler. I know she can to people. She goes off, and she knows how to talk.
Nice.
He said he was a CCW ring announcer, Salamander Jones.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
Then I've probably seen him some of his stuff. Yeah.
Holla, Brandon, help us out. We're
from Long Island.
We're spitting out some names.
Actually, have you guys ever heard of the Long Island scumbag Zach Manzi?
Zach Long Island?
No,
Zach Iron Manzi.
Never heard.
He started training in Arizona and moved back to Long Island and is doing stuff out there now. So keep your eyes open for him.
I wonder what promotion. Is he under the one that Geek always talked? The new one that Geek started talking about. Oh my gosh, Outlaw.
I'm not sure what promotion.
Outlaw is awesome, by the way. Outlaw is basically, it's all of New York. They all come together.
Nice. Have you guys ever seen Dynamite up around that area? Because he's a guy out of New York. But he started off here, came here and wrestled out of Vegas for a while before he went back to New York.
There's a wrestler, but
he's Jive Turkey brother. He's kind of like a old time
soul brother.
The 70s. Yes, exactly. That's what he dresses like Shaft, and he's
that's cool.
Dynamite. If you haven't heard, check him out. I haven't seen him in a while, but still got to give it to him because
there's a
great talent.
There's a female wrestler that's from England. As we said before, there's a few of them from England that I'm trying to get them to come to the States so bad because I know they would blow up if they came to the States. They'd go and the fans would love them. There's one.
I'm sure.
There's Alfie, which is the shirt is behind.
Oh yeah, I've heard of Alfie quite a few times. Seen a lot of her stuff.
Yeah, she's good. We post a lot of her clips when she sends them to us. She had one that she gave a person gave a girl a concerto.
Nice.
Never seen a woman giving
that's her shirt. That's her shirt in the background.
Yeah.
That's her shirt in the background.
That's a cool shirt.
He was the lucky. That's her actual logo. Like it has her trademark in the corner. I was like,
right on.
My dad looked at me and said, "It's a trademark logo." I said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "At the bottom." I said, "Oh my god, it's the trademark."
You have to do that when you're getting all the young people getting into pro wrestling. Trademark your stuff because that's the only way you can protect your stuff. I've known so many guys that have had stuff stolen from them but then the people that get their stuff trademarked, they get paid.
I remember that when I asked Alfie, I'll send you a sticker, and she's like, I'll send you a t-shirt, and I sent her the emoji like this, sticker or a t-shirt, and then she's like, oh, you don't want a t-shirt? I was like, no, I'll send you our addresses, and then
definitely.
My dad said, you know what she was doing there, right? Like, no, I have no idea. she made YouTube the billboards for her wrestling career now. She's smart. That's a smart woman right there. I was like,
100%.
what?
100%.
And it just hangs in my background. I don't know where Joe's is right now.
Mine's in my drawer, all folded nicely, ready to go for when I come back to Long Island, so I'll wear it.
There you go.
Now I got tons of t-shirts to wear when I come to see you, Geek. I have Liberty Pro. I have the Magic City one, Alfie. I got wow, the women's Liberty Pro.
The best thing to do.
Oh, I totally just
is
remembered the other name from S4TV, guys, and I have to say this because I don't know how it slipped my mind because he is probably one of the greatest or one of the best talents in Vegas right now is Adriel Noctis. He's the Grap House Pro champion. And that's another organization to check out. It's Grap House Pro Wrestling. It's brand new, and they are doing great things.
Oh, okay. Oh, another wrestler that we forgot to mention in the chat, and the name went by, is Amazing Red.
Oh, yeah. Amazing Red is awesome.
Amazing Red's a legend. He's a legend, Joe.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
That man right there. That's on my. I still see it in the chat. Yeah. So yeah. Oh man, that's on my dream list right there to interview Amazing Red because like me and him immediately would click because I'm like a super fan of Rey Mysterio. So like, I don't know who isn't a big fan of Rey. Like from WCW, those WCW matches he did with Eddie, with Chavo, with the Juice. Oh my God! Oh my God! Those matches just
historic matches.
They sit in my head rent free since I was a teen.
And he's still doing it.
Yeah, I think he's still. I think him and the SATs have their own promotion now in New Jersey called ETU.
Nice.
Expect the unexpected.
That's nice. Definitely got to check that out too.
Wait, what's the name of Tina San Antonio's tag team that she usually wrestled with? Geek?
Oh, crap. Yeah, the administration.
The administration.
Okay.
Because they're all teachers. They're all teachers.
They're all
teachers.
Nice. Gotta love that. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out.
There's Izzy. There's Izzy from what's her last name? Izzy's last name, wrestling name in NYWC.
Unstoppable Izzy.
Yeah, the Unstoppable Izzy.
Okay. Write that one down. Mm-hmm. Let's see who I got for you. Not gonna mention him.
Oh well.
Nah. I mean, we got a guy that's always through a lot of people probably follow this guy though, Marty Casal, Marty the Moth Martinez, creepy bastard from Tough Enough. Yeah, he's going to be doing some. Hopefully, let's keep our fingers crossed because his back is really bad. So
that's not
Lucha Underground.
Yes,
right?
Lucha Underground. He does a Twitch thing too. So if you haven't checked out his Twitch, it's Marty Casal on there. Search for him, and he's always on Twitch. Who else can I put up?
Well, I got another one that's from England, and she's another one that would light up a room. Is Shorty.
Shorty.
We have to spell it the proper way. You won't find her on Instagram. Her name is here we go. Wow, the chat just blew up. Geek, I knew it. Told you. Yeah, we always say this every time we do a podcast. There's wrestlers always messing up, popping into our chat. It's SHAWTZ.
Shouts, gotcha.
Shout it. Sure. And she's so sweet. She's one of these people that like she would make the children flock away from their parents to say hi. She's one of those people like, hello there. She has this sweet, bubbly, proper, sweet voice. And another one that I hope she listens to this podcast and I hope she smiles big is oh my God, Kiara.
Oh, Kiara Hogan.
No, it's just Kiara.
Okay. Kiara Hogan's pretty good too.
No.
I don't think I can get her though.
Kiara is her. She could either be the sweet, bubbly Kiara, or she could be. I'm not going to say the word she used, but her version of a heel. But she could be the grumpy. The grumpy, yes, C word. Grumpy C-word heel.
Oh, see you next Tuesday. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's what she
We'll
said.
acronym it out.
Yeah, that's what she says. The grumpy, proper C-word heel.
Gotcha. A
That's,
proper C word.
yeah, because she went to Cambridge University, so her character's thinking it's better.
Oh, one of those. That would fit in well with our very own Benjamin Bezos.
We actually just had another
Benjamin
Cambridge
Bezos.
graduate. Who was the
Formerly
other?
known as Jason Mewes, but apparently now he's Benjamin Bezos. Just dropped that on me. I just thought, wow, cool. Okay.
Yes. Oh, if she comes to the States, I smell a stable starting.
Right?
What's the other British wrestler we said on the podcast, Geek? What's that other one we had? Just recently had. She's from
Eden Von England.
Oh, Eden Von England.
Great name. Another great wrestling name.
Yeah. She's a good wrestler, too. Her logo is a lion.
Okay.
Yeah. She's proper, too. She's a proper British girl. So she's
okay.
Yeah,
if you guys haven't heard of Juicy Fanu yet,
yes, we have.
Toa Leone, those guys are a great tag team and great single competitors.
So much to get Juicy Fanu. We tried to message him. I know he must be so busy, but we're probably in his request box right next to
right.
Do you want to get famous? And hey, I'm your biggest fan. The request box. So
yeah, he's been blowing up lately. But Toa will not be far behind him. I mean, just recently on AEW Dark, saw him popping up there. Saw him pop up on Impact. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be awesome. I guess a lot of people have been telling us like I should try to talk to him.
Yeah, definitely. He'd be a great guest for you guys. Great guy too. Both of them are just great guys.
Yeah.
Do you have any more, Joe? If not,
yeah. I have one more. Riley Rocket.
Riley Rocket. Another great. You got the greatest wrestling names over there.
I know. I love these names. I always get excited whenever I think of the wrestlers we've had on our podcast because the names are so cool. They're like, yeah.
Another space person.
Yeah, she's not an alien. I guess she's just a space command.
A rocket, like a rocketeer or something like.
Yeah,
that.
Like a rocketeer. And she's a heel too. She turned
like
heel.
an astronaut, right? Kind of.
I've been a heel the whole. She was like, I was a heel on your podcast, and I was like, could have fooled us. You're a sweet as bubble.
Dogs whining at me.
Yeah, she was the sweetest person on the podcast, and then I tell her, so you're a heel, you're a face. She's like, no, I was a heel on your podcast that day. I was like, could have fooled me.
yeah, she fooled me. Definitely fooled me.
Yeah, it could hit me in the back of the head with the steel chair, and I wouldn't have known it.
Right. Great
Double
surprise.
I guess this is our whole topic today, right?
Yeah.
Wrestlers I should book. Gotcha.
Yeah.
He's going to write Zane's going to write a book on this.
See, what I can do is I can pass these on because we have a lot of ownership coming into Versus Pro, and I'm not even really sure what my future holds there, to be honest. I mean, I know I'll always have a job, but they've been kind of undermining me. Don't even know who this new ownership is, to be honest. So it's something we got to figure out. I'm looking into it, and yeah, hopefully things are good. But no matter what, I will pass this on to the booking committee.
Yeah.
If not, you can keep these all for yourself and be like,
exactly.
You know what?
Build my own new stable. Come back and exactly. See, Great minds.
I was actually going to say build your own wrestling promotion, and then book all these people. It's like, hey, you want?
I'm gonna just put this on the record. I at one time thought I might want to do that, but I in no way ever want to have my own wrestling promotion. I'm still not getting over the heat from just trying to start something back in the day. So no, I do never want my own wrestling promotion.
Yeah. I guess that's smart, right?
Oh, well, I thought I might at one point, and I tried to do it, and
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot.
Not so much a lot of work. There is a lot of politics, and anybody that already has a wrestling company already sees you as a threat and starts looking for every reason they can to hate you. And do not do it. If you're thinking of starting a wrestling promotion, don't do it. There's plenty out there.
Just start a wrestling podcast. There you go.
Oh, Geek, there's one more tag team we forgot. They're from VPW, the ones that love the coffee.
Oh, the coffee lovers, right?
Yeah, the coffee lover guys. Yeah, but they look like.
Is one J Cafe?
Is it J Cafe, Geek?
No. It's
No,
it's
I was going to say he's actually part of one of the tag teams I mentioned too, Death Proof.
Evil Kip, but he's not Evil Kip in VPW.
He's just Kip. Kip, and I can't think of the other guy.
Okay. That does sound kind of familiar.
Yes, Kip.
But in Creative Pro, he's two characters actually. In Creative Pro, he's actually Evil Kip.
Oh.
And in VPW, he's Kip. He's like a nerd.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
So he plays two characters.
So a dual threat. Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. There's so much. Like Geek and I, we went to VPW on this like an interesting whim. He bought the tickets for the show, Victory Pro Wrestling, and he's talking about his ticket show, and I'm like, all right, I don't even know this promotion from home.
Those tend to end up being the best shows ever when you could just go and you know nobody and don't even know anything. Exactly. You're just like, this is awesome.
Yeah, we actually got invited, technically sort of invited to go to NYWC that night, that day. It was during the day. It was an outdoor show. So this is my tie-in question. Do you like working indoor shows or outdoor shows?
Well, I have to say, we live in Las Vegas, so I'm going to say that for me, outdoor shows suck, especially during the middle of the summer and 120 degrees. You got guys dying after a 5-minute match, so no outdoor shows.
And another one.
Honestly, I do love being in attendance at an outdoor show, but as far as being on the other side, not so much.
Yeah.
Another one I recommend is Aaron Rourke.
Okay. That actually
not the actor. Not the actor.
No,
that's why that sounded familiar. That's probably exactly why it sounded familiar.
You'll probably get the actor as soon as you go on Google. Aaron Rourke. No, wrestler.
Gotcha.
I've had to do that on YouTube with certain wrestlers that we've had on our podcast.
Oh, cool.
And I'm like, I go like this. I go, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not her. Wrestler. Oh, there it is.
And I will say, for anybody that I forgot, so that nobody's mad at me, you can check out all of Versus Pro Wrestling catalog online on YouTube. We have a Fire app, or an app for Amazon Fire. Apps available for iOS and Android. So yeah, you can find Versus Pro everywhere.
Also another thing I wanted to say: do you enjoy television shows? Because we talked about this a little bit earlier about Rick and Morty. What was your favorite Rick and Morty episode? You'd say?
Well, actually, Rick and Morty's more. Some of the guys I've hung out with, like Shaggy McLovin, he has Rick and Morty in his. He has a sleeve of all of the old '90s cartoon characters. Cat Dog. He's got a bunch of the Rugrats in there. Pokemon stuff, and I believe Rick and Morty are in there as well. But that's more his deal.
Does he? But ask him. But does he have the real Ghostbuster Slimer in amongst all those cartoons?
He probably doesn't.
Because if you don't have the sweet and bubbly bright green real Ghostbuster Slimer, then you don't have all the childhood memory cartoons.
He is totally looking for the job as a Ghostbusters hype man for the show, aren't you?
Oh my God! Oh, you
just want to be you are looking to be sponsored by Ghostbusters, aren't you?
Oh, either Ghost Corps or Sony. Like, I started a franchise on a whim because I got denied by another franchise from the same state I'm in, and I started my own. And I sent my patch to them, and I became friends with people all the way in England, Scotland, Ireland. I have stickers on this thing from like California. Oh God. Ugh. I have stickers from other sides of Pennsylvania. I got Hudson Valley, Colorado, Orange County.
Nice.
What's that? Cleveland. And I got one from.
Ooh, Cleveland.
I know. I got. What else we got? I got a bunch on, and then I got patches, but they're hidden in my box, my bucket I have in my room. I need to get a vest to put the patches all over it.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not gonna put it in
Best
my
place for patches.
Yeah, I love patches and I love stickers. I'm obsessed.
No, you fooled me.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I forgot it was on camera. Shit.
No. I'm always afraid that it's gonna be on Spotify and it's gonna the sound of the change is gonna cause someone to swerve off the road. What the heck is that?
Yeah.
Did I drop my stuff?
Yeah.
It's like, why is there so much change coming out of my? Oh, that's Joe and his stupid change bucket.
That's a podcast right there.
Right.
There was one podcast we did. Geek always brings it up to me like the mean kid in class. Remember when Joe did that in class? I was in the car with my parents. We had to go. I was going to be there early. So I was like, I'm going to be at Geek's house early. So I'll book 5 podcasts in one day. Yeah, Geek wanted to kill me. So
and this is the saddest part. He doesn't show up.
I got there
And
late.
you're like, I don't have that much to say, man.
I got there so late because this is the sad part. We had to put one of my Dowshins down that day.
Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that.
It's okay. She's at peace right now. You would have. Oh my God, that dog. You pick her up, she will not leave your lap, but she'll turn her. She would turn her body the opposite direction, and she'd be sitting with you like this. Was sitting with you, her head here.
Oh Lord, I got mine trying to say hello.
Oh, hello, Pupwa. Hello, Pupwa.
Get down, Spikers. Get down, bud. I love you too. I love you too. Okay, I love you too. I'm talking. Oh Lord, you got my headphones. Okay.
Uh-oh.
And I'm back.
Yeah, and we're back. Yeah, and like she would be sitting with you, and she'd be watching TV, and she'll turn her head. She'll be like here, like look at you the whole time. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I get there late, and then Geek's like, you were late. I'm like, dude, I had a dog that just died like 30 minutes ago. I am still sad.
So it was an emotional show, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Or emotional 5 shows.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And then the mod got me went and get some New York pizza from me and I started eating these, what are the peas things that like a snack.
Touchdown Steelers. Oh, sorry.
Okay. There we go. Announcement fans. Touchdown Steelers.
Yes. Another announcement. If you're not watching the game, touchdown Steelers. Now 13-0 until they kick the extra point.
Wow, 13-0. That's a big
right?
score.
Well, it's the Bears, man.
Oh.
It's the Bears.
Oh, against the Bears. Oh yeah, everybody will beat up the Bears. They're a doormat, like the Jets. Yay.
The Jets are that team though that you come in expecting you're going to beat them, and all of a sudden they just ruin your season. That's the Jets. It's like the Bengals and the Browns. You come in having a good season, and they knock you out of the playoffs, bastards.
Yep. Yeah.
On a side note,
Yeah.
I digress.
Yeah. So what kind of foods do you like?
All kinds of foods, really. I used to be a chef in another life.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Italian is my specialty, but yeah, I love everything. Although I've had to cut red meat out of. Well, I'm supposed to be cutting red meat out of my diet because just found out I have diverticulosis. So
ooh, my dad has that.
Not much fun. It's not a whole lot of fun.
No, it's not. Not at all.
So yeah, I got to start eating a whole lot more vegetables and no red meat. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough, but we can do it.
You can do it.
What are some of your favorite movies you enjoy?
They've changed a lot over the years because I used to like a lot of horror movies and sci-fi stuff, and lately I've become old, and I mostly watch the History Channel. And until I catch myself doing it, so I'm not that old yet. I catch myself and say, "No, we're going to MTV," or So yeah. Mm-hmm. But I love superhero movies, like all the Marvel, all the DC.
Definitely, dude. Those always entertain me. Every single all the Marvel movies, they never put on usually bad movies. The newer ones, I'm saying, not the older Marvel movies.
I'm a huge Dark Knight saga fan. I love the Dark Knight movies. Those were some of the best superhero movies made recently, in my opinion. Just my opinion. All right, send me the hate mail. I don't care.
Have you ever heard of Mark Gash? Just heard Pro Wrestling. Just found them on Roku.
No, I have not heard of them. I'll have to check them out though.
It's a promotion.
It's
Thunder
like-
Feet.
There's like, it's so funny these days that like, when people say the independent wrestling scene is not white hot, am I right? Like you can go anywhere on YouTube, look up independent wrestling, and you could find like groups that you've never heard of on
Exactly. And the amount of good independent wrestling that is being put out lately has really stepped up, because for a while there was a lot of very bad independent pro wrestling coming out, and that hurts it for everybody. Like that really hurts it for everybody. The guys that don't invest themselves into getting better every time out, that really hurts it for everybody.
Will you guys?
I love.
Go,
Sorry,
go.
I was just gonna say I love the fact that I could go to the show and not know anybody on the card, and that's just awesome, because then you'll be like, okay, I'm a fan of his now. Like Eric James, I was just talking about earlier. No idea who the guy was at all. Joan had no idea who he was. He's probably one of my favorite wrestlers right now.
Yeah, that's how. I mean, and that's how you know you're seeing a great independent shows. If you can go in not having a clue who the people, you might know who maybe one person on the show is, but to go in and be thoroughly entertained from bell to bell, that is a good independent show in my book.
Yeah, like the one that we went to, Geek and I went to, VPW. Like as I said, I did not know who the hell VPW was. Like in my head, it was like when Jericho came out and interrupted The Rock, and he was like, "My name is. It doesn't matter who you are." Like that was me when Geek told me you got tickets for VPW. I'm like, VPW? What are we going to watch? A TV show? Like what is Victory Pro? We're watching a kids show about running. Like, and I left going, damn, this was a good wrestling day. First NYWC in the morning, and then Victory Pro at night. Jeez, we were really we were spoiled today. There was two different shows we saw.
Oh, dude, I could talk about spoiled right here in Vegas, man. We have so many shows going on all the time, and then you turn the corner, you got Impact tapings coming back up. You got another Impact pay-per-view about to be here. I mean, and then there are 4 different independent promotions just in Vegas right now, and the community supports all 4 promotions.
Yeah,
it's always
and you guys just had Suzuki over in Vegas.
Yes, we did.
Minoru Suzuki, probably one of my favorite wrestlers. Another one of them.
Yep,
he's awesome.
I was at those Impact tapings.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
It was Josh Alexander, right? Versus Suzuki.
Yes.
That match must have been. Was it awesome or?
Yes. Oh, dude. Wait till it airs. That's all I can say.
Okay.
All right.
Because
I really want.
Josh Alexander is a beast, man.
It's so good to hear that independent wrestling promotions are like supporting each other, because like back in the day, you would have never heard that.
Well, it's still kind of iffy. I mean, good promotions will support the other promotions. There are promoters out there that don't like to have competition and don't want, their wrestlers wrestling for this promotion or that promote. So it's not all like that, but there are a lot of good promotions who are willing to work with other promotions out there.
And I kind of like it that way, because the thing is, because then you could say, wow, I get this dream match that I could see this match and I could see this match, and it's a win-win for everybody.
That's what's happening in wrestling now. That's what's happening in wrestling now. The door's been broken down. AEW has kicked down every door in wrestling with them in Impact, and independent promotions can also do this.
Yeah, it's okay.
and not only that, we can make a ton of money doing this.
Yeah, that right there is a subject I'm very passionate about, is promotions we're being able to work together and not have to play politics and all that stupid stuff.
Yeah. It's so like the one I told you, Davey and Not America's Sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like she's the men's champion now.
Right.
Yeah. Like, when would you ever think a woman would be the man's main champion?
And see, that's another thing I'm proud of Versus Pro that we do, and they've always done from day one, is we don't consider intergender wrestling. They're wrestlers. Men can wrestle women, women can wrestle men. I mean, we don't push it that way. So we have a lot of mixed matches. So just to say.
Yeah. That's always good to know, because that was one of our top questions we always ask the guests, right, Geek?
Yeah, because it's like we want to know, like, it's every answer is different because other people feel differently, and I get why other people feel differently. But
that's why I'm very proud of Versus.
Because but then again, you think about it this way: if you have a man versus a woman match, it's like they could tell a different story than a man versus a man match.
100%.
They're trying to tell something different. So
exactly.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's so much talent that there's no I mean, women and men train together all the time. So them wrestling each other is no big deal, really. It's just been a lot of people with some old time thought way of thinking. And thank God that a lot of those people are, their time has come to the end in the wrestling world and things are able to move forward now.
Yeah. Basically.
It's so good that, like, now those people are like, oh, you can't have women's wrestling, women wrestlers wrestle men. Their time is gone.
Right. Although I got to say, I am scared that Vince McMahon's about to die and take the WWE with him. That's a very scary thing because it seems like that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to kill that company before he goes.
Yeah.
That's why I've said too. I mean, he hasn't seemed like he cares anymore.
It seems like he does. It seems like he cares about tearing down his own company. It's like he doesn't want to leave anything for his family,
Because every time somebody gets a chance, oh, we got to bring back Brock, we got to bring back Hogan, we got to bring back The Rock, The Undertaker. It's like
that's a sore subject because a lot of people that I've worked with and have been close have been on that cutting block. People that I mean, I
love those wrestlers, but at the same time, it's like you want to give other wrestlers a chance, like because you need to build for the future. That's the whole goal. It's like Roman Reigns is the future right there, and
he only looks at one person at a time as the future, and that's a very narrow-minded way to do it. It's at least that's the way it seems from the outside looking in. I could be wrong, but that's the way it seems, to casual fans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
you got to look at like this. The wrestling world right now is not just one corner of the globe, it's the world.
Exactly. And that's the way it is with the internet and the interwebs and all that stuff and YouTube. You can find if you're a fan of one kind of wrestling, you can find that on anywhere on the web. If you only like comedy wrestling, you can find just comedy wrestling. If you like technical wrestling, if you like high spot wrestling, if you like, old time whatever, you can be a fan of everything. And the best thing is to have promotions that are incorporating all of that into one show.
Oh, another name, Gabby Gilbert.
Gabby Gilbert, okay.
She's a comedy wrestler.
Joe's going.
Since you guys were talking about big guys before, check out R3.
R3.
Yes, just R3, and you will love a lot of his stuff.
You said comedy wrestling, and immediately Gabby Gilbert popped in my head. I was like, oh, yeah, don't forget her.
Yeah,
she was just part of GCW. She did a show with her, with a bunch of the girls. I was like, whoa, that show was bloody.
Oh, I bet. We've been doing a lot of interworking shows with GCW, having a lot of their guys come through. We've had Jordan Oliver come through. Jimmy Lloyd has been through several times, and that's a different effing boy right there.
It's like, we should go to a GCW show, and I'm like, and go home with glass in our heads, or
just don't sit front row. Don't sit front row. I mean, just like being in an old ECW show.
Yeah, I'd go, but it's just kind of a panic thinking it's like.
It's coming to the Hammerstein Ballroom next year, so
I'd go because see it.
Because it's the Hammerstein Ballroom.
I love
Hammerstein Ballrooms. That's my favorite venue to go to right there.
That one. Yep.
I definitely go to Hammerstein because they get our podcast known at Hammerstein. Just do like a live show together, like with the cell phone, Instagram, on your phone, Geek, not mine, because I'm not tapping into somebody else's Wi-Fi. I have my phone. Some idiot hacks my phone.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
And maybe Zane could fly up for that show too.
Let me know. Hell yeah. Come on.
I'll tell you.
Hammerstein's the best venue, I swear.
Oh
not a bad seat in that.
You could be sitting up in the nosebleeds and still have a good shot of the room.
Oh yeah, and back in the day, you'd have a good chance of Sandman walking up next to you and dropping beer all over you too.
I would have been so happy. I would have been so happy.
You never know. Sandman could be at that GCW show in January.
Or just be in the crowd and catch Sabu's foot in the mouth from a moonsault.
Oh jeez. Something happened to Sabu. They were talking about him on Instagram. I didn't.
Oh yeah.
He retired.
He thinks he's had his last match. He's pretty sure he's messed up. He's pretty messed up.
Oh jeez.
But you can't do what he did for years and not be messed up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He was crazy. Sabu was crazy.
He's been living here the last couple, or he was here for a couple years. I'm pretty sure because I saw him in town a lot.
There was another thing that happened recently. Xpw is back.
Man, it's all that they're riding off the Dark Side of the Ring show, and they shouldn't do that. It's like I follow Dave Marquez, who was the guy that was the producer of that, on Instagram, and it's like he said, guys, it's the past. That should have been left in the past, and don't bring it back.
I mean, the wrestlers are all retired, so it's like you can't even bring it back, really. So
and the reason those promotions didn't last is because it's only okay for a little while. Because wrestling, you got to keep outdoing yourself, and you can only go so far with death matches.
Yeah,
and you can. I mean, what, you're going to kill somebody?
Yeah,
you're going to be shut down right there. So
it's just like I didn't get a chance to see the Dark Side of the Ring because I looked on
you have to watch that Dark Side of the Ring.
Have to watch it.
I'll watch it because it has not come up on my thing yet.
I know a lot of the guys that they interviewed for that, and
Dark Side of the Ring. That was a great episode, Joe. You have to watch it.
Great episode.
The whole series have been good to do, though.
Oh yeah, there's only been like one or two where I was kind of like, but they were still good shows.
I watched the episode this past Sunday, the Macho Man one, on Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, that was a pretty good episode.
But it's sad to me. I didn't have the heart to watch the Owen Hart one. I was like, do I watch
my crazy story about that? I got a story about Owen Hart and that.
There we go.
The day my youngest son was born was May 23rd, 1999. We had the TV on in the hospital room. He was born an hour after we got the news that Owen had died. So, yeah, that was pretty weird, pretty surreal.
My friend, I always say this, and I said this to Geek. No wonder my buddy is weird. He actually, like kooky with wrestling, he was actually watching that pay-per-view when it happened.
Man, I probably would have been had my son not being born that day.
Wow.
So that's...
But it's funny. It's not only the people that watch it on pay-per-view. Imagine the people watching it live in the arena. Imagine those people.
Oh, I know that. Man.
Yeah.
The guys that had to follow that. I mean, they had to go on and work after that. Oh man, would y'all shut up?
You want to be famous?
Uh-huh.
You shush.
We've had worse. We've had a cat come on the podcast, and like we were talking about our Ring of Honor, and the cat just walked onto the screen and just headbutted the girl's camera.
Oh, nice.
It was hilarious. I was like, whoa. So. What are your feelings about Ring of Honor? Do you think they'll be back in April?
I hope so, man. I really hope so because Ring of Honor has always been a great platform for younger talents to come in and guys that would never have gotten a chance. It's been that way since the beginning. So I hope, and like I said, a lot of people that I know personally work for Ring of Honor, and it's just sad. I really, really hope they come back and can save it.
I mean, me too. I to be honest, It's not the same Ring of Honor me and him went to when.
Oh no.
Back in the past, me and him, the Ring of Honor from 04 to I think was it 010, I think it is. It's probably the greatest Ring of Honor. Probably the greatest.
Nigel McGuinness and Tyler Black and Joe and CM Punk and
Austin Aries. You had who else was on it? Strong was on there. Roderick Strong.
Yeah, Christopher Daniels.
AJ Styles, right?
Yeah.
AJ Styles, CM Punk.
Yep.
So many stars that have been in Ring of Honor. Like me, if it wasn't for Geek, I would never be so super into the independent wrestling scene. Geek got me super into Ring of Honor. Like told me, this is where it starts here, not anywhere else, but here in the Indies.
Oh yeah, Cauliflower Alley Club got me into independent wrestling. Have you ever heard of them? They do a big reunion out here every year. They support all the older wrestlers and have a lot of seminars for people, and that got me back in. In fact, that's what brought me into wrestling was doing an interview I used to have a radio or internet radio show that I used to do, and I went down to Cauliflower Alley Club and interviewed Gangrel, interviewed the Brian Kendrick and Jason Kincaid, the Gift, Jason Kincaid, and that was what brought me back to wrestling 9 years ago.
I said it before. I say it again. I mean, I like not knowing who's on the card. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like and say, oh, here's Kevin Nash and here's Billy Gunn, and I know those names already. I want to see names. I never.
And when you do see them, you want to see the guy that's local beat up Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
Just once again, my opinion. Billy, don't hate me, but
I'm just using an example. Obviously, you know.
Like if me and Geek some reason took a trip to good old Vegas and we told we're gonna be here, then we're gonna be in the crowd. You'll be like, we need to make this a good show. Their podcast, we need to show the world.
They'll rip us apart.
We would let you broadcast from the show. I mean, we have Wi-Fi hookups, so you're good to broadcast from there. Anytime you want to come down, I will set that up.
Geek, there we go.
There you go, right there.
That's cool. Cool. We've been thinking about taking trips across the country, but it's
and with Vegas you can see 7 shows in 3 days easily.
Really? Yeah, and not just wrestling shows, any show.
Well, true. I mean, but there's so much wrestling going on, you wouldn't even have to spend $1 in a casino.
Yeah, there you go, Geek. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big gambler, anyways. My gambling is going to wrestling shows.
Yeah, there's more than gambling in Vegas, Joe.
I know that, Geek. I'm trying to say I'm going to see wrestling. Geek, what are you doing? What are you doing, Geek? I'm talking about wrestling, Geek.
Ixnay on the other stuff, eh?
Ixnay on the for an autographer, gay.
Prostitution is not legal in Las Vegas. While many may think it is not legal in Las Vegas. But 75 miles away over the hump to Pahrump, you can get all the prostitution you want.
I'm talking about wrestling, Geek. You're going the other direction. I'm going straight down Main Street. You're going up the Albuquerque. I'm trying to take the good boy. You're turning heel.
See,
you're like, well,
he's trying to go to the wrestling. You're trying to go over to Cheetahs.
Yeah.
But Cheetahs isn't Cheetahs anymore because the Godfather sold it, and now it's called the Library.
Oh wow, the Library.
Right. Why would you change the name of Cheetahs?
Oh God. So the Godfather really owned the place, like the wrestler, the Godfather.
Oh yeah, 100%. Godfather owned that place for years. He owned it while he was in the WWF, and yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. Here's another one that we tried to get on the podcast, but don't worry about it.
He's promoting his own weed line now, so he's really busy with that.
Yeah, it's okay. He's
a great guy. I got to referee a match with him. It was him and Greg Romero against Jay Cash and the Disco Inferno. That was so fun. I almost popped for him as he's coming out and everybody get about the whole. I'm like, shit, I'm the referee.
I would have started dancing.
I was that close, because that was like my first big, wrestling and refereeing a big star. Yeah, I almost marked out a little bit.
I would have marked out.
Luckily, my back was the hard cam, so I didn't get in trouble.
Why the
I
name
would have been the
change?
worst referee ever.
Who's
Okay, we'll get on. We're really. Oh, he's talking about the cheetahs.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, new owners. Godfather sold it. Just a little Vegas insider info.
Yeah, that's funny. That,
and what's great, what's crazy is because the Godfather cheetahs had actually caused the original library to go out of business. Because I mean, who would you rather go to the library or to the cheetahs? It had just been on, Showgirls, and that place shut down shortly after opening. And now I guess that guy got mad and bought the cheetahs and changed the name to the library.
Oh God, the mod is getting so mad. She's like, Geek has a girlfriend. You can bring the girlfriend to a strip club.
My girlfriend goes to the strip club with me.
Geek's gonna get in so much trouble. I could see him sinking in the
sorry, Geek. We would not take Geek. Geek would not be accompanying us to any strip clubs because of his girlfriend said no.
I'll go with Zane. We'll make it rain.
There will be no peer pressure on you.
We won't bring Geek. We'll
lock him in the room.
Yeah, we'll leave him in the room with wrestling on the TV like a kid, like a little kid with the iPad. We'll leave WWE Network on for Geek.
Or we'll set him up with a free training session at Versus.
There you go, Geek. You'll learn how to take a bump. Yeah.
I think I'm too old to take a bump.
I could have swore I just seen him over here.
I'm too old right now.
I'm 38. I take the wrong bump, and you'll be like, "Oh, damn it, Joe." You said
I'm 45, and every bump I take, afterwards I wish I didn't.
I work in a grocery store called Geek Food. As I said before, live.
Yeah, but here's the question though. How old were you when you took your first bump?
There you go.
Well, I mean, I think I was like 19 probably, but then I took probably 15 years where I didn't take a bump.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got back into it.
Me and Joe never took a bump, so there you go. Right?
When I started retraining to wrestle, I was 36, or not to wrestle, but to manage. But they were also, my trainer had me doing everything. So I was 36 years old. So if I could do it at 36, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always thought it, Joe. He's challenging me to say it.
What?
I've always thought about doing it, but the way I work, my schedule is I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm off weekends. That's a wrestling.
That's what'll do it to you.
That's a wrestling schedule if you think about it.
Yeah, I had the luck of the disabled veteran, thing behind me, so
yeah,
had plenty of time on my hands to be able to train.
Yeah, and it's funny, my boss.
The mod wants to see Geek in the ring now.
Oh jeez.
We can make that happen. We really can.
Geek, you can come a wrestler. Geek. We'll give you a real tag team. But I think I'd turn on you.
I would expect it to see just the way he's talking. He would turn on you before the bell even rang for your first match.
I'll be like,
before he'd beat your ass, take off, then the bell, have the bell ring, and you get beat up by the next team.
I just I tap you on the shoulder, tag you in, put you in the. Hit you with these panther guns.
Oh, those are so
don't forget Marco Mania wants to beat you up, Joe.
Well, if I become a wrestler, the first wrestler I'm calling out, Marco, that fake fuzzy Santa Claus beard, that black beard over there, looking like Blackbeard, a washed up Blackbeard pirate.
Wow.
He wants to throw me through a table on fire. And break my red glasses.
Worst things could happen. I mean,
what I'm going to do is lock him in a sleeper hold. He won't be able to get out of the Panther lock. Trust me. These things with sugar.
See,
I want to see. You told me. I will buy a ticket to see that. You just sold the match, man. See, some promoter out there now has to book the match because you just sold it.
You sold it, Joe. There you go. Versus it can make it happen. He's a West
Oh,
Coast
yeah.
guy. There you go.
You just put asses in seats. You know. I mean, I want to see this match.
He wants to throw Panther through a table. Not if he does not. If I don't put him to sleep first.
There you go. I mean, that
Zane,
could
I'm
happen.
little. I can run.
Zane, you have to tell your promotion to book Marco Mania now.
Right? I have to.
Marco.
It's a must. I mean, just for the fact that I want to see this match now.
There you go. You can make it happen. You're the GM. There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
It
You
never
can make it
fails.
happen.
Then we always jokingly say this during the podcast. Wrestlers are always dinging our doorbell during the middle of the podcast, and I'm like, "Stop it!"
You said that already.
It's so funny. It makes me laugh. Every podcast never fails. Never fails. I'm ignoring the phone.
You got to pop. When all else fails, pop yourself. Right?
Yeah, I feel bad when we're talking to people and then the other people are dinging the doorbell. Like, go away. No, don't go away. Stay there.
Get down, but.
Talk to you later. So, is there any stable,
Zane,
like any promotions that you want to bring over to your promotion?
Oh, I would. Any stables? Let's see.
That you've seen, that you're like, oh, I would love to have them come to Vegas.
I mean, in all reality, who wouldn't want to have the Pinnacle,
the Dark Order.
the Dark? We actually had Colt Cabana at Comic-Con. He wrestled Papa Yase. If you guys, it's on YouTube. You want to check out Papa Yase and Colt Cabana from Unicon. That was a very good match. But yeah, I would love to have the Dark Order. Would love to have.
I always said Joe should join the Dark Order. That would be like if Joe should join a stable in AEW. That would be his stable. It'd be like this.
I would love to have the Inner Circle come out. Cut a promo on me. That would be great to have Jericho cut a promo on me. I mean, what better?
Jericho.
Actually,
right?
one of our guys in the first All Out, one of our guys, Shaggy McLovin, he was actually one of the years of Jericho when they did the whole Jericho's entrance, and it was Jericho with the list, Lionheart Jericho, and then in fact, all three wrestlers were Vegas wrestlers.
Oh, wow.
The different stages of Jericho was Shaggy McLovin, Damian Drake, and who was the other one? Amazing Evan Daniels, a guy out of Arizona.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That would definitely be a bucket list thing for me there.
It must be you must feel mighty proud to know that there's wrestlers that you've had in your promotion now getting picked up by AEW. Must somewhere in your heart must be like, wow.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it's great. I love to see guys do better. I'd love to see guys make that and get paid. That's what everybody involved in wrestling wants to do. They want to make a living out of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
So for them to be able to do that, nothing but love for them. Nothing but love.
No, I mean you
Joe, you forgot another tag team, Joe. And they'll probably beat you if you don't mention them right now.
Money, power, respect.
No, the Renegade Twins.
Oh wait, my friend, our friend, the two-time tag, the double, the lady, the twin, they're two girls, and they own the CCW tag team titles and the CCW. What other titles did they got?
Well, they got you stuttering, man.
They got the Mission Pro
tag team Mission
titles.
Pro and the CCW tag team titles.
Okay, I will check that out too.
The Dynamite Twins. They're actually they were our 100 best.
How
Nice.
much you want to bet?
Very nice.
How much you want to bet? Zane doesn't even use half that list.
Oh,
No, I'm going to take a look at everybody on that list for real.
The thing about Shorty, she's not only a wrestler, she's a rapper. She's a singer. She's an artist.
Okay.
And she actually raps her own theme song.
That's talent right there.
It's actually on Spotify. You have to look it up. It's called Black and Yellow.
Okay. What do you want, boy?
He wants to be famous.
Come say hi. Come on.
He wants to be.
Come say hi. Oh, you're too heavy. You say hi.
Hello, puppy. Oh, hello.
I love you too. Okay. Down. There, you say hi. Good Lord, he's too heavy.
Do you have any upcoming shows you want to promote?
We do. We have level 1 coming up this Sunday, November 14th. And then our big Gold Strike, November 20th will be there. And those, you can stream them on Facebook Live. I believe they also we stream them on Twitch as well. At the Versus Twitch page. And our apps on all media platforms. You can find the Versus Pro Wrestling app. And YouTube as well.
Okay. I have nothing else to talk about.
Social media at ZZ Goody on Instagram, Zane Z Goody on Facebook, and the Twitter.
Cool.
That's about all my social medias.
Zane, we want to thank you so much for coming on, and
I appreciate you having me, guys,
and taking the time out of your day. We know you're super busy, so
I appreciate you taking the time to have me. And whenever you want to get that match on, Leopard.
Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe. He could hook you up right there.
He's gonna hear about it. He's gonna be like messaging us. I heard you were talking about me on the podcast, Joe.
Oh, you go get it, man. I mean,
he's like, you're trying to book that match now.
I guess I have to buy a fireproof polo because he's gonna try to throw
something, man.
Something. Geek will try to run in there, probably get powerbombed to a table or something.
Right? Yeah. You're gonna be on your own, bro. Might want to set up, have some help ready for you. Just saying.
To have the mod. I know karate. I have his mate, the mod. His girlfriend give me the special referee.
Our mod's like the dog's adorable, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, by the way.
All right, no problem. Thank you guys for having me. It's been a pleasure.
No problem.
Have a good one, dude. All right.
You too.
Later.
Take care.
Later. What an awesome interview.
Right? So mostly was just telling him wrestlers. Yeah. Okay, so if you want to donate to us, go to
http://streamlabs.com/dudes at ringside. http://streamlabs.com/dudes at ringside. Joe?
If you want to go check out our buddy's promotion, Victory, it's a good promotion. Check it out, and you'll see us tomorrow for our guest, which will be the female wrestler named Killjoy. See you Tuesday.